Hi there. My name is Emily Meyer. I am a staff attorney in the Cincinnati office of Equality Ohio's Legal Clinic. I am going to be talking today about the Victim of Crime Compensation Program in the state of Ohio. Now, as always, the general disclaimer, unless you have signed a representation agreement with the legal clinic, I am not your attorney. If you are a member of the LGBTQ community and within 300% of the federal poverty guidelines and you'd like to talk to us about seeking legal assistance, please give us a call. Our number is 855 LGBT Law, or you can find us online at equalityohio.org/legal clinic. Okay, so now I'm going to do very, very broadly and generally an overview of the Victim of Crime Compensation Program, sort of the who, what, where, when, why of the program. So first, let's talk about the what. What on earth is this program? If you are a certain victim of certain crimes, you might be eligible for financial assistance from the state, from this pot of money, for expenses incurred as a result of the crime. Now let's talk about sort of where this money comes from. Importantly, it's not money from the taxpayer. It's not taxpayer funded. This money is coming from court costs and court fees paid out by convicted white collar criminals. It's coming from fees owed to the BMV, and it's also coming from grants from the federal government. Now, what type of expenses are we talking about? So if you are a victim of a crime and you've incurred, let's say, medical expenses or lost wages or mileage and travel expenses for going to medical appointments or going to court, or God forbid, if there's been a death as a result of the crime and you've incurred funeral expenses, all of those types of expenses are ones that might be compensated under the program. Generally, the types of expenses that are not compensated under the program include property loss. So if personal property that's lost, that is not property that's part of the crime scene or taken into evidence, that type of expense is not compensated under the program. Pain and suffering is not compensated under the program, nor are living expenses if those living expenses would be paid by you, regardless of the crime. That is not covered by the program. Now, importantly, there is a cap per victim, per criminal incident. There's a $50,000 cap, and then there are subcaps, based on the type of expense. So, like if you incurred a $50,000 expense for a funeral, you're not gonna be able to get $50,000 from the state to compensate you for that funeral. There is a cap for how much is allowable for a funeral, how much is allowable for medical expenses, how much is allowable for lost wages. So that's the what. That is the program. So who is eligible? Like I said, it's certain victims of certain crimes, and including dependents. If you are the dependent of a victim of a crime, you might be able to get financial assistance through this program as well. The criminal conduct, the type of crime that has to have occurred has to be an offense of violence. So assault, battery, homicide, and an offense of violence that is punishable by fine, imprisonment, or even death. So the types of crimes that aren't covered under this program, if it's a self-inflicted crime or if it's a crime of property, so theft or forgery or criminal trespass, those types of crimes are not covered. Importantly, to be eligible, you have to, as part of the application, kind of prove to the state that a crime has occurred, and an important step of that is filing a police report. So before you even start applying for anything, if you're a victim of a crime, file a police report, because the state AG's office is going to demand it of you. Okay, so that's sort of the who is eligible. How do you apply? The easiest way, if you have internet access, is to apply online, and that is available at ohioattorneygeneral.gov/victim, Or if you don't have access to the internet, you can call the following number to ask that an application be sent to you. And that number is 800-582-2877. And lastly, when? Is there any sort of deadline for applying? There actually is not. If you are a victim of a crime, there is no statute of limitations as to how soon you have to file. You can file an application for financial assistance anytime after the incident. And again, you should do it after you file the police report. Okay, that is very, very quickly an overview of the program. Again, if you have any questions on this program or any other legal questions, please feel free to reach us at Equality Ohio's Legal Clinic. Our toll-free number is 855-LGBT-LAW. Thanks so much.